Well, folks, it's late September, almost October, and Calgary Flames training camp is well underway. We're about halfway through the NHL's preseason. The Flames have played 4 of their 8 games as I record this. They're playing their 5th this evening. And if you're a Flames fan, that means that you've probably either gone down to the Stampede grounds in Stampede Park to check out a game, or you're probably going to plan on doing so in the next little bit. So we figure as folks are beginning to meander down to the Stampede Park Saddledome area, let's talk about construction. What's the old saying in Calgary? We have 2 seasons, winter and construction. Well, we've had a lengthy construction season in the Stampede Park area. If you've been trying to go to an event at Stampede Park anytime the last 6 months to a year, heck, maybe even 2 years, there's been a crap ton of construction. The cool news is a lot of the stuff is done or close to done. So I figured let's give you a quick update before the season gets going in terms of where things are sitting. So let's just start off with 17th Avenue and the Victoria Park LRT station. So the short answer is it's basically done. The city did the last bit of construction on both in late September. The expectation is that the Stampede extension, 17th Avenue extension into Stampede Park will be open in early October. I talked to the folks at the Calgary Municipal Land Corporation, and they hadn't nailed down a date yet. When I talked to them, it was before the last bit of construction, and they were simply just waiting to sort of see if everything got done. So the expectation is early October was the phrasing I was given, and they'll have a more specific date the closer we get to October. It's late September as I record this. The Flames begin their National Hockey League season the second week in October. It's a virtual guarantee that 17th Avenue will be open before, possibly well before the Flames home opener, and that's pretty cool. The other thing that's been completed is the Victoria Park LRT station refurbishment. You might recall that the Victoria Park station used to be part of that lengthy plus 15 connection. You had to go up and down stairs to get into it. It was kind of an awkward situation. You went down that lengthy hallway between the Corral and BMO Centre to the Stampede or to Saddledome across that bridge. And the coolest part of it was that you had the cool Stampede posters. But everything else about it was kind of awkward. It was kind of narrow, but that's gone as part of the BMO Centre renovations and refurbishment and expansion. And as a result, the LRT station is now at ground level. So it's done. It looks pretty cool. I've added some B-roll here. You can sort of see how it's looking now. The construction is basically done. The Stampede station is open, and the expectation is, again, by the time the Flames have their home opener, everything will be fully up and running, and all the construction stuff will be cleared out of there, and you'll be able to drive straight into Stampede Park. It's worth noting also that they've added some outdoor sort of flourishes, as I'll call it, to the BMO Centre exterior. A lot of them are kind of cool. Obviously you have the stuff you need to have, garbage cans and signage and stuff. Those are obviously there. They've been there for a while. But some cool stuff they've added along the walkway on the way along 17th Avenue towards the Saddledome. You sort of have some nice wooden benches. They're sort of essentially wooden blocks. They're kind of rustic. It looks like your neighbor chopped up a bunch of wood and sort of bolted it together and put it on the sidewalk. But it looks pretty nice. And I'm sure in the winter it'll be kind of nice. They'll look kind of nice with some snow covering them. They've also added some additional benching. They've added some additional seating outside. The coolest thing, 2 cool things I really like about the BMO Centre exterior, especially down towards the Saddledome with the exterior canopy and the big set of stairs they have there, is they've I think I mentioned this elsewhere. They've added some seating, some red seating, which is them reconstructing, essentially replicating the same style of seating that used to be in the Corral. So if you have friends from out of town who are like, oh damn, I wish I ever see gone to the Corral and checked something out. Well, you can basically do the next best thing, because you can sit outdoors on a pretty day and sit in the same seating, and you'll get, arguably a better effect. Bless the Corral. It was rustic in every way. An arena can be rustic. So enjoy some beautiful outdoor time by a nice little park with some public art and some cool seating. The other thing they've added, especially underneath the canopy shadow, is picnic tables. So if you come to a game early, you just want to chill outside, there's picnic tables. And so, yeah, there's a lot of cool stuff going on with that. I'm a big fan of what they've done at the BMO Centre, and I think the bar has been set fairly high for how interesting and cool the exterior of Scotia Place will need to be. And honestly, based on the designs I've seen, I think they're up to the challenge. Another thing that you'll notice in Stampede Park, brace yourselves, there's no more parking gates. You can drive straight in from the 17th Avenue side when it's open, from the Stampede Trail side to the north, from the 25th Avenue side to the south. There are no more gates. The reason there are no more gates is twofold. One, they really wanted to get rid of the traffic backlog. You won't have everyone sort of sitting at the gate and fumbling with their change and fumbling with the card reader, fumbling, basically trying to figure out how to get in there. And so the traffic bottlenecks before games and before events, and to a lesser extent after events, will be mitigated. The other reason is they've moved to Park Plus, the City of Calgary's parking system. They have an app. They'll also have a bevy of pay machines, throughout Stampede Park. When you drive in, I believe most of the entrances and exits, there'll be Park Plus machines. So there might be a bit of a backlog to get to the machines, especially before games. So I would recommend the app if you're a little bit concerned about running late. Even with getting rid of the machines and the gates, you're going to have potentially a bit of a bottleneck depending on what's going on construction-wise in the area. But I think it's going to be for quality of life in the area and for making it kind of a fun area year-round. I think that's going to be something that they can accomplish. Bear in mind, parking is still $18. So if your main complaint about going to the Saddledome wasn't the traffic, it was the cost, that won't do anything for you there, but I think a friction point that a lot of fans have towards going to the events, especially from the last couple of years, will be heavily dealt with. The other thing, last but not least, hey, they're building an arena. Block and a half north of the Saddledome, the areas that used to be two parking lots, they are building a building. You'll notice construction fencing. You'll notice that 5th Street no longer exists. It's now 5A Street, and it's located a half a block over to the east. So again, you might want to give yourself a little bit of extra time because there's a little bit of snarl at times because of construction activities. Right now, they're engaged in what's affectionately known as the Big Dig. They're digging a hole. The things they have permitting to do right now are dig a hole, do excavation, do leveling, and do shoring. Shoring is when you put the concrete walls on the inside of a hole so that the wall doesn't collapse in. You can do wood, you can do concrete. There's a lot of different ways to do shoring, but essentially, the thing they're allowed to do is dig a hole and then add shoring so the hole doesn't collapse in. So they're doing that right now. I got some footage of them digging, drilling, poking holes, digging holes. It's going to be a little bit of a process. Right now, the city of Calgary has the permitting application for the building itself. The official hope is that they will get that approved, quote, late 2024, winter 24/winter 25. So that would essentially mean probably November, December, or maybe January of 25. So the last 2 months of 2024 or early 25, I think in an ideal world, they get the hole dug and shored before the ground fully freezes. They've already started the hard part of prepping the area. So, that's the worst thing to do when the ground's frozen. So that's been dealt with. And then in the new year, once everything's been approved, they can start putting a building on the hole, and I guess in the hole. So obviously, this is going to be a process. They're not going to just snap their fingers and have a new arena overnight, much like they didn't snap their fingers and have, the Stampede Park area looking a little bit more spruced up. So be patient. It's going to be a process. But I think especially once we get into the 2025 side of things, and they're not just digging a hole, they're putting stuff in the hole, pouring foundation, putting in the various things they need to put in to build it out. I think we're gonna start seeing some progress pretty soon. So my goal is essentially every few months I'm gonna do one of these construction update videos to sort of show you how things are looking in the Stampede Park /Saddledome /Scotia Place area, and especially once we get into the meat of the construction in 25 and 26, when there's actually things to show you and talk to you about. I'll do updates as often as I deem necessary. But, if you want to hear more updates or see more updates, obviously hit me up in the comments here, hit me up on social media. So there's going to be a lot of things to talk about in the season, not just the construction. The Calgary Flames also operate a hockey team that could be quite interesting this year. So I'm going to have some more videos on the channel, especially throughout the rest of October and into November. So if there's anything you want to see me talk about on the channel, hit me up in the comments, hit me up on social media. I'm on X, Twitter, where the hell they call it now, at Ryan and Pike, and obviously you can hit me up wherever that. And if you see me at a game, say hello. I always like fun fan interactions. So that's it for me now. If you like this video, please hit like. If you really like this video, please hit the subscribe and share it with anyone you think would find it interesting. Because I want to do videos that folks enjoy and want to talk about. So if you have anything that you want to see or you want to share, please do so.